Hello, hello. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Tonight is Sunday, July 28th. It is 7:38 p.m. Sorry, I'm a little late with the intro there. Loud and clear. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Nice to see you as always. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday night live, another Sunday night accountability live stream. Yes, this is not just a regular live stream. This is a place for all of us who might be fasting, who is on their health and wellness journey to show up, share what they're doing, where they're at, whether things are positive or negative. Let this be a place for you for accountability. Let this be a place for you to share what you're going through, ask questions, have other people engage with other people in chat, bounce things off one another. This is supposed to be a safe space. We're all here for the same reason, and that is to better our lives, to be healthy and happy. When I think about my life and how I used to overcomplicate things, I eventually told myself, you know what? The only things that matter right now are that I'm happy and healthy. And that's it. The other things, yes, they can come into play, but the first two things that I think about more than anything else is to be healthy and happy. And I hope a lot of you who are in here who might be struggling, who might think all of these things that are complicating their lives, maybe if you start stripping it down to, okay, What can I do to be healthy, and be happy and stay happy? When I think of it like that, it really simplifies what I do and why I do it. So, again, thank you all for being here for tonight's live stream. I do believe when I was looking in chat, I did see AR0407 here. I just want to spend 1 minute to thank you, AR0407. Earlier this week, AR0407 dropped a $182 donation on my Cash app and said the following: celebrating 6 months of fasting. And I just want to thank you for such a huge donation, $182. When I saw that, and then I saw celebrating 6 months of fasting, I'm guessing that is for 182 days of fasting, maybe $1 a day for 6 months. If that is the case, AR, I just want to thank you so much. Thank you again for such a generous and supportive donation. I appreciate you. Thank you. And continued luck to you on your journey. I mean, we talked on Wednesday night live stream, so I'm sure we'll talk again soon. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Today, for me, Sunday, July 28th, 2024. Today is day 266 of my journey. 266 days. Today marks 38 weeks of performing rolling fasts, but not just performing rolling fasts. This is 38 weeks of taking care of myself mentally and physically, not just fasting, but working on the way I eat, working on the way I exercise, when I do cardio, when I do strength training, bettering myself mentally, taking care of my sleep, doing all the things, not just fasting. And I know today's topic is talking about how fasting is a lifestyle for me. Fasting is not just a fad, it's not just a quick fix, even though it can be. I want to point that out. If you're here because you know that fasting can give you instant results, there's no doubt about it. It definitely can if you put the work in. I feel like I'm one of those people being able to lose 80 pounds in 5 months. And I was still able to do it in a way where it didn't feel like I was torturing myself, where it didn't feel like I was expending myself to the very end. I wasn't at a huge caloric deficit. Yes, fasting is a calorie deficit, but when I refed, when I ate, I wasn't limiting myself to what I ate. I was still eating every 3.5 to 4 days at the very beginning of my journey, but I was eating 6,000 calories and I was still losing weight. And I did that for 5 months and still lost 80 pounds doing it in that manner. But I'll hop into that in a bit. I just want to remind you that even though fasting can be a quick way to lose weight, for me, it's so much more than that. Fasting has, honestly, it saved my life. It has brought me back my health. If anything, it's brought that back more than anything else. And with that came a lot of happiness in terms of just feeling better about myself, feeling confident about myself, not feeling tired, not feeling sluggish. But again, we'll take some time when I start digging into that. As I continue on here, I have one question for all of you. For most of us, well, maybe not most of us. I don't know if most of us are here in the States, but for those that might be already into Monday, my question, regardless if it's Sunday or Monday, is: are you waiting till Monday? Are you telling yourself, you know what, I'm going to start on Monday for my health and wellness journey, for my fasting journey? If you're asking yourself that, I want you to really take a moment and think about, is there a reason you're waiting for Monday? Is it because Monday is just the start of a new week? Is it because Monday is the boring part of your week at work and you wanted to enjoy the weekend? if that's the case, my question for you too is, why couldn't you still be on your journey during the weekend? Why couldn't you still be cognizant of the things you're doing? It doesn't mean that you have to eat the cleanest, you have to fast the entire weekend. That's not it at all. I'm saying, why can you not integrate taking care of yourself, prioritizing your health, even on the weekend? Because for me, I'm 266 days in. There are times I broke my fast with beer or hard liquor or pizza or whatever, junk food. There are days where I've had really long refeeds. There are even days I ate back to back days, but that doesn't stop my journey. I'm still continuing my journey. I don't just throw away the day entirely. So when you are telling yourself, I'm going to start tomorrow, I'm going to wait till Monday, ask yourself, is that really the ideal thing to do? Especially if this is something you've done more than once, more than 5 times, more than a dozen times, more than times than you can count. If you're at a place where you don't even remember how many times you've said that to yourself, stop. Stop now. Stop doing that. Stop restarting. Stop waiting till Monday. Stop day oneing everything. Day oneing everything, meaning today's my day one. Today's when I'm going to start my journey. Today is going to be the best day ever because this is what I'm going to do. And then you find yourself midweek starting over, saying, you know what? I'm going to wait till next Monday. Oh, you know what? Today is July 28th. Tomorrow is Monday, July 29th. So I'm going to start on Monday, July 29th. You know what happens, especially for me, when days like this would come? It would be Monday, July 29th. And then I'll tell you what would happen. Monday evening would come around. I'm, let's say, 18 hours into my fast. Monday, July 29th, right? Let's just say this is the old Jerome. Monday, July 29th, 18 hours into my fast. And I'll be like, you know what? I would love to eat right now. I would love to just eat and not think about this and forget about the day. And then I would convince myself and I'd say, you know what? It's Monday, July 29th, but in 3 days, it's going to be August 1st. I'm going to start August 1st. Let's start August 1st because you know what? It's day number 1. It's the first of the month. It's the first day for me to restart my journey. And what day is August 1st? Thursday? Or let me double check on my calendar so that I don't sound dumb. Thursday is August 1st. Let's say August 1st runs, let's say August 1st rolls around. Here we are, Thursday, August 1st. Today's my day 1. I'm starting over. First day of the month, first day to start this journey. Sure enough, let's say I get through the first day. It's August 2nd. It's Friday. And I don't want to do it. I just want to throw the day away. Because you know why? I can start on Monday. Do you see the pattern here? And I'm not saying you have to fast every day, all day, fast for 3 days, fast for 5 days. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is put a plan and a strategy together. Stop starting over. Stop waiting till Monday. Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting away your health when you know it doesn't have to be that way? When you can take care of yourself a lot better than restarting, waiting a couple days, wasting away those days, not taking care of yourself, letting it bleed to other parts of your life. Don't let that happen. Just stick to your journey. Know that you're going to have ups and downs and be able to handle those ups and downs and learn from those ups and downs. That is what a journey looks like. A journey will never be perfect. It will never be perfect. It will never be perfect. Don't expect perfection when you're on your fasting journey because you are not going to get it. It is not going to happen that way. Because let's say you do a 28-day fast. That's maybe 28 days perfection for you. But what happens after that? What happens after that? What do you do after that? And what if you have a bad day after the refeed? 2 bad days, 3 bad days. You're going to start over? Is it going to be your day 1 again? You're going to wait till Monday again? Stop that cycle. Break the habit. break the habit of starting over, day oneing, waiting till Monday. I say this so adamantly. I say it with such emotion because that is me. That has been me my entire life. I'm 43 years old and I have done that for decades. Having that type of thinking, stop that thinking, get that thinking out of your head. It doesn't change tomorrow. Just because you try and it doesn't work the first time doesn't mean you can't get up and do it again. Because habits, this is a bad habit. And those habits, why am I getting so out of focus here? There we go. Those types of bad habits are hard to break, and it's going to take time to break away from it. But be okay with the imperfection. Be okay with getting right back on the horse and doing it again. Imperfect consistency. You all have heard me talk about imperfect consistency time and time again. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. And you know why it doesn't have to be perfect? Because it will never be perfect. That's why. Do not expect perfection when it comes to your health and wellness journey, because you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. Especially if you're that person that keeps starting over because the day didn't go according to plan. Because sooner or later, it won't go according to plan, and it isn't a time to throw it away. It's a time to learn from the mistakes, pick your shit back up, and go again. Keep moving on your journey. Again, think about it. Imagine if today I decided to just end this stream, go ahead and binge. That'd be a really shitty day, right? I binged. It would be an awful day. I would feel guilty about it. I would definitely be having a bad day. But would I come back the next day and say, welcome to day one, everyone, of my journey? You'd be like, you're fucking crazy. Why would you do that? I'm sure many of you are like, no, continue on your journey. Keep showing us the ups and downs so that you can learn from it. Because you know what? If I just restarted my journey tomorrow, I learned nothing from it. I'm just repeating the same cycle over and over and over, and you're not learning from your mistakes. Instead, you're just saying, nope, this is a failure. What's the point of anything? Let me just start over. This is why I tell people to continue hitting the timer no matter what. Hit the timer, start again. Hit the timer, start again. Hit the timer, start again, because your journey will never be perfect. Before I continue, Mark, DMMMX1, is that a new profile pic? I like it. With a $20 donation. Thank you, Mark, for the $20 donation. Hey, Jerome. Hey, chat. Mark's talking to all of you as well. My nerd stats. This is Mark showing his accountability, right? This is what I talk about when I talk about sharing what's going on. You don't have to super chat. You can share your stats just in chat if you'd like. But this is Mark taking it to another level here. As usual, Mark is sharing his stats. He is in week 23 of what he's doing. Fasting times, a 51-hour, 50-minute fast. Congrats. A 68-hour, 30-minute fast. Congrats. Another pound down, 60 pounds down total. Mark is now 60 pounds down total, currently at 263.2 pounds. Mark, congratulations on the success. Congratulations getting 23 weeks down, 60 pounds down. Mark has shown time and time again, and I'm sure other people who are in here regularly, when Mark is in here, he is showing his ups and downs. Mark's gone on vacation. He's gained weight. He's lost weight. He's gained weight. He's lost weight. But in these 23 weeks of just imperfect consistency, he's on a downtrend. Think about this. Mark, thank you again. Thank you for such a huge donation. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I want you to all think about this. Mark is 23 weeks in. Where would you be if you were on a journey with Mark? 23 weeks. Think of where you'd be if you were on my journey. If you have been watching me from the beginning, when I first started on November 6th, I even came the day before on November 5th and said, hey, everyone, I'm starting tomorrow. Yes, it isn't what I want people to do to keep starting over. But yes, I'm a hypocrite because I've done it too. I understand we all have our Mondays, right? We all have our day ones. Hopefully, this is the last time I ever day one again. But let me get back to topic here. Think about this. If you were watching me back on November 5th, when you saw me at 220 pounds, 80 plus pounds heavier then, when I said this is what I was going to do, and I invited anyone to join me, where would you be? It's 38 weeks since I started. And I'm not saying you have to fast the way I do. You don't have to eat the way I do. You don't have to exercise the way I do. All I was asking for, if you wanted to join me, was to just hop on the wagon and do what you think you needed to do, fasting wise, exercise wise, diet wise, sleep wise. Practice, right? Imperfect consistency. Think about where you'd be. 38 weeks, 1 pound a week. I know there are a lot of you who are in here that say, I could probably lose 1 pound a week. That seems doable for me. Imagine doing it for 38 weeks with me. You'd be 38 pounds down. Probably doesn't sound bad, right? That'd be 38 weeks of learning, 38 weeks of ups and downs, because you know it's not going to be 38 weeks of pure upward trends, right? It's not going to be 38 weeks of the scale going down every single day, right? But it's still consistency, and it's still progress, and it's learning from what you're doing instead of starting over, only learning. Here's the thing about black and white thinking. Here's the thing about all or nothing personalities. Again, you're talking to someone that has it, but I'm starting to see what it looks like from the outside in. Here's what it's like with a black and white personality, all or nothing personality. I'm going to fast for 7 days. I'm going to eat the cleanest. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to do all these things. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect, right? This is the all or nothing thinking. And then what's the other side of that all or nothing thinking? Fuck today. I'm not going to do anything. I don't care about what's happening at work. I'm not going to answer emails. I'm not going to reply to anyone that's talking to me. I'm going to go spend $100 on DoorDash or Grubhub or both. I'm not going to take care of anything right now because all I want to do is binge, because you know what? It's all or nothing. When you think this way and you keep cycling from all to nothing to all to nothing to all to nothing, what ends up happening? I can tell you from firsthand experience, what that means is from mid 2021 to the end of 2023, I spent 2+ years locked in my apartment. I refused to leave my apartment because I was too embarrassed, because I had gained all the weight back, because I felt awful about myself. All of that led to getting my type 2 diabetes being worse. All of that led to my high blood pressure. All of that led to uncontrolled blood sugar. All of that led to being fatigued all day, every day. All of that led to keeping my AC down to 65 degrees because it was just too damn hot in my apartment, because I couldn't even just sit on my couch without feeling hot and sweaty, feeling depressed about myself. And during those 2 years, a lot of it was that all or nothing thinking. I either had to do things perfectly or not do it at all. You need to get out of that mentality if that is where you're finding yourself right now. You need to find a way out of that. And hopefully, right, with what I'm talking about, with the things that I repeat over and over and over, my hope, and I see it though, I see it in the comments, I see it in the chat, is that some of you are finding success doing this, knowing, hey, you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. I can hit the timer. Okay, I fasted for 21 hours, but you know what? Then I was a lot more mindful about the way I ate, or I controlled the calories I ate, or you know what? Both of those were still really out of hand, but it's okay because I'm going to hit the timer. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again because I need to get myself out of this. You have to let the all or nothing personality go. And that's from someone with an all or nothing personality telling anyone else who is thinking that way. Let it go. Break the cycle. Drop the habit. Stop. You can do this. You're talking to somebody who has done this their entire lives. You can do this. You can get yourself out of this. Let me help you get there. Let me help you find success. Let me make you feel the way you want to feel healthy again, to feel happy again, not just physically, but mentally. Let me help you get there. This is why I do this every Sunday. This is why I post videos every 2 days. This is why I don't stop. This is me doing this 9.5 months now, because not only is this helpful for me, but I want this to be helpful for all of you. I want you to find success in what you're doing. I want you to get out of your cycle. I want you to break that cycle. I want you to realize that you don't have to be like this forever. I said this to someone I coached earlier this week. I'm 43 years old, right? By my late 30s, by my early 40s, there was a big part of me that was like, why am I doing this anyway? I'm already past my prime. Why do I have to? You know what? People who are in their late 30s, early 40s, they're all overweight. They're obese. I'm just like everyone else. There's no way I could ever lose this weight because I've been obese my entire life anyway. So what's the point? The point is my health matters. The point is I want to be here in my 50s, in my 60s, and still be healthy. I still want to be able to walk a flight of stairs. I want to still be able to have my mind intact. I want to be able to not worry about having a heart attack or a stroke. And here's the thing. I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know if one of those things might happen in the future, but all I know right now is if I stayed on the path of being 220 plus pounds at 5'3", that eventually something was going to take me. Something was going to happen. And if I could do the things that I can control today to keep myself out of that position, then why not? So I say this from the bottom of my heart for anyone that's in here that is struggling. I want you to know that you can figure it out. It doesn't mean that it has to be perfect every single day. All I'm telling you, all I'm hoping for anyone in here is that you get back up and you try it again. You get back up and you try it again. Hit the timer. I know there are a lot of you that are like, what's the point of hitting the timer? I'm going on vacation. Why would I hit the timer? Because the timer keeps you in check. If you are a person that has trouble with control when it comes to food, if you're somebody that binge eats, if you're somebody that does not know how to control what they're putting in their mouths, or how to take care of themselves in that type of way when it comes to control, I am telling you, sometimes hitting the timer just keeps you mindful. It keeps you in check. That is why with anyone that I work with, anyone that I coach, here's the thing. I don't want to tell people what to do, but there's a reason that I give people spreadsheets when I coach them, because that is a way to be accountable. It is the same reason that I am posting every 2 days. It is the same reason that I'm live streaming every Sunday, because I am being accountable. When I give people a spreadsheet, it's a place for them to list their fasts, to list their refeeds, to list their weight, to list notes, write things in a journal. Because being mindful about it, all that means is you're not forgetting about what you're doing. When I post every couple of days, that's me telling you, hey, I'm still here. I'm not forgetting about what I'm doing. Hey, I'm still here. My health is still important to you, to me, right? Like my health is so important to me that I cannot walk away from this. I cannot walk away from this because I don't want to lose what I have right now, which is my health and my happiness. That is how important it is for me. So when I give these spreadsheets to people that I coach, I do it because I'm saying, hey, here's your accountability. This is helpful for you to be mindful about what you're doing. And you know what? I'm giving you the spreadsheet because when I give it to you, I see it too. So now you're not alone in this. This is part of what I'm doing. This is why I do these live streams, because it's a community. This is a place where we're like, hey, we're in this together. We can do this together, because sometimes when you know you're not alone, like it honestly, it's empowering to know that you're not doing it by yourself. That's why I want anyone that's in here to know that when you're fasting and you're struggling, don't forget, I'm fasting too. I'm continuously fasting. I can never stop doing this. I'm 40, almost 44 hours into this fast, right? I'm doing it with you. We're doing it together. I just want you to remember that. Please remember that. Abdi with a $5 super chat. Abdi, nice to see you as always. Thank you for the support. Abdi says, hey, Jerome, I've hit 100. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me, Abdi? Abdi and I have talked previously. Look at the Abdi has lost 100 pounds. A huge thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you for being encouraging to others, showing us that you are showing up all the time. Abdi is in here all the time. Abdi's always been supporting. He's been a huge supporter. Water fasting with you helped me drop 44 pounds of it. You're amazing. Abdi, congratulations to you. I'm glad that I could be a part of it. Congratulations to your success. 100 pounds lost. Abdi, thank you for the donation, but congratulations to you. Look at that success. I love that for you, Abdi. I love that for you. That is a huge success. Thank you. Thank you, Abdi. It's always nice to see you. Always nice to see you. Katrina with a $10 super chat. Katrina, thank you for the support. Thank you for the $10 super chat. These videos help me so much. I'm glad that they're helpful for you. I listen and re-listen to your videos and it keeps me going. You know what's really interesting is I hear this all the time, and it never gets old. It never does. I love that I am able to help people. I'm able to motivate and inspire others. So I'm glad that you're able to find inspiration and motivation within this. Thank you. No, thank you, Katrina. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go ahead and continue on here. See where I'm at. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just share some nerd stats. Again, a more precise or overall look at where I'm at. For those that are not aware, like I said at the top of the hour, I'm on day 266, not the top of the hour. I started at 7:30, the bottom of the hour, right? So I'm currently on day 266 of my fasting journey. I'm 38 weeks in, which is 9.5 months. I have now been doing this for 9.5 months consistently, showing up, being accountable, being transparent. If you don't know what that means or what that looks like, please look at my YouTube channel 9.5 months ago. I have documented my process from day one. In these 266 days, in these 9.5 months, I have now completed 84 fasts. 84 fasts in 266 days, which also means that I have only eaten 84 times in 266 days. Think about that. In the last 266 days of my journey, I have only eaten on 84 of those days. And it's not like I ate for the entire day for 84 days. It's only for a certain amount of time, for around 5 hours and 45 minutes overall. In these last 9.5 months, in these last 38 weeks, my average fast, I have been averaging around 70 hours, 69 hours and 40 minutes, with an average refeed of 5 hours and 45 minutes. What does this mean? In the last 266 days, I'll fast for 70 hours. I'll refeed for 6 hours. I'll fast again for 70 hours. I'll eat for 6 hours, fast for 70 hours, eat for 6 hours, over and over and over again. That is how I have lost the weight. That is how I have also continued to keep the weight off. I'm currently 129 days on my maintenance journey, my maintenance plan. So in those 266 days, I initially lost the weight in 138 days by doing 90 plus hour fasts. And then from day 139 to today, day 266, I have been doing shorter fasts, keeping my weight in check, keeping my weight steady. And that's where I currently am right now. For those, again, that might not know who I am, I do go by finally fasting. My name is Jerome. Yes, I am someone that deals with disordered eating. I do have a binge eating disorder, but I have not binged in 266 days. Yes, I do eat a lot of calories during my refeeds, somewhere around 6,000 calories on average lately, but that is nowhere close to a binge. Yes, I know I eat a lot more than the average person. I'm also I guess you can call it a smaller man, right? I'm 5'3". I weigh around 135 to 140 pounds, but I can put 6,000 calories down in 3 hours or probably less. I could put more than that down if I was in a binge. I could probably put double or triple that if I really wanted to. Not something I want to do. I eat to satiety, but that's just the reality of where I'm at right now. I lost those 80 pounds just through fasting. I don't take diet pills. I am not on any medication. I've never had surgery. I'm not on Ozempic or anything like that. I don't even take supplements. All I do is fast, and then I eat, I refeed every few days, and then I fast for multiple days, and then I refeed again. That's how I've continued to lose the weight. I don't count how much water I drink. I, again, don't take supplements. I don't even take protein. I go walk 6 days a week. I walk for about an hour a day, sometimes an hour and a half. I lift weights at the gym 3 to 4 times a week. And yes, I do that while fasted. That's pretty much how I've been doing it. There are a lot of people who think you can't do those things, but I will tell you that you can. There are other people on here who will also tell you that it can be done. It might not be easy at the very beginning. You might have side effects at the very beginning, and maybe that's where you take it easy. Maybe that's where you break early and build your fasting muscle, build your fasting experience before you truly get into it. But I'll tell you, over time, I'm able to do these lengthy fasts. I can fast for a week and still go for a walk, still go lift weights. Yes, I might not be the strongest. I'm not doing personal records, right? I'm not lifting the heaviest, but I can still go to the gym. I can still live my life. I can still go to work. I can still socialize with friends. Fasting is not just a fad diet. I hate the term fad diet because I don't look at fasting as such. Yes, you can lose a shit ton of weight fasting, but I look at fasting as my base. Fasting is my foundation. Fasting is the core of what I do. Everything else comes after. Fasting is what grounds me. That is what is helpful for me. Yes, I have been working on my diet. Yes, I have been working on my exercise. Yes, I've been working on my sleep. Yes, I've been working on my mental health. But fasting for me, when when all is shot, when I feel like my back's against the wall, when I feel stressed out, when I feel like I ate too much, when I feel bloated, when I don't feel like myself, all I know is that when I start to fast again, it resets me. It brings me back to, okay, I'm not thinking about food. I'm not thinking about what my next meal is going to be. I'm not thinking about where I'm going to eat at, what I'm going to prepare. I'm not thinking about leftovers. I'm not thinking about where that food's going to go. All that food noise goes away. When I fast, I start to think about other things in my life. I start to focus about the other things in my life. I start to think about the other things that make me healthy and happy. I'm not thinking about food. This is coming from someone who has an eating disorder, who thinks about food 24/7, or who has thought about food for 24/7. I'm in a place in my life now where I don't have to think about food that way because I fast. Fasting is not just a quick way to lose weight. People might call fasting a fad diet, but I will tell you, fasting is what saves my life because I am not thinking about food all day, every day, where I initially did. That is why when people tell me this is the way you should eat, this is the way you should fast, this is the way, fuck off. Honestly, respectfully, fuck off. because you don't know what it's like to have my eating disorder. You don't. You don't. Just like I don't know how anyone else is dealing with what they're dealing with. You don't know what it's like to emotionally eat or stress eat if you've never experienced that before. You don't know what the food noise is like in your head when it is constantly surrounded by you all day, every day. If you've never experienced that, you don't know what it's like. So please kindly fuck off. I say that in jest, but I also mean it, because when I coach people, when I work with anyone, I understand that there are some of us that cannot feel restricted when we do things. When I give people a spreadsheet, when I coach them, they don't have to fill it out if they don't want to. Yes, I will suggest it. Yes, I will advise it because I think it might be very helpful. But you know what? My journey is my journey. Your journey is your journey. We're just here to help each other out. We're here to help each other become healthy and happy with whatever way we can get there, as long as we can healthily do it. That's my 2 cents when it comes to that. Okay, let's take a minute and let's do fit check. I've been sitting for 40 minutes, and I actually think lately, because I've been doing a lot of sitting, I think I've been having issues with, like, I don't know if it's my sciatica. I'm not exactly sure, but I get this pain on the side of like my like upper, I don't know, it's just annoying. Anyway, we're going to do fit check. If you're not sure what fit check is a place. It's the segment of the live stream where I will show you what I currently look like after I've lost these 80 pounds and have kept it off now for over 4.5 months. Again, I am 9.5 months into my journey. I used to wear adult extra large shirts, and those used to be really small on me because my belly was just so big. I was wearing 38 waist pants. If you don't know what I look like in the past, you can, well, actually, I might even have a picture here to share with you. Just so you can see what I look like before we do fit check. So, let me do this here. So you can see a shot of me here. Here's another one. I'm sure many of you have seen these photos before, right? I think this was me at 19 years old. What was that? Holy wow, that's almost 25 years ago. Okay, so again, just so you have an idea of what I looked like before. Nope, that's me now. Well, back in 2020. But okay, so I'll show you where I'm at right now. I'm wearing a youth extra large shirt. So yes, again, this is a boys extra large, bought at the Target section. Actually, I bought this today for like $4.20. These are size large boys pants. Again, I'm not tall. I'm 5'3". So just fit check, right? I do wear a compression shirt underneath. The compression shirt helps with like the loose skin. But that's where I'm at with fit check. Yes, I do have loose skin. For those that don't know, I have loose skin on my neck. I get this question asked all the time. I have loose skin here. I have loose skin right here on my upper arms, but like that's me flexing. It's not much, but I do lift weights, hoping that the loose skin will help where it is there. And yeah, that's pretty much fit check. So let me go ahead and let me share a couple more nerd stats for anyone else that might be interested in what nerd stats look like. I want to talk about how this 266 days breaks down. Okay. I want, and I've shared this before, but I'm going to share this again. In my first 138 days of my journey, I was in a weight loss phase, and you'll see that weight loss phase here in blue. I completed 34 fasts in 138 days. And now in the last 129 days, I've completed 51 fasts. You can see that there in orange. So yes, I have completed more fasts in less days versus when I was in my weight loss phase, because I had much longer fasts in the first 138 days. You can see that there, where my average fast was 93 hours in my weight loss phase and 54 and a half hours currently in my maintenance phase. My average refeed was around 4.5 hours during my weight loss phase, and my refeed now is over 6 hours and 40, or over 6.5 hours. So the best way to put it is, when I first lost the 80 pounds, I was doing much longer fasts, shorter refeeds, and currently, to keep the weight off while still going to the gym and lifting heavy, I have now shortened my fasts and have had longer refeeds, which mentally is really nice for me to be able to fast less and eat more and eat longer. It's one of the reasons I've been able to continue what I'm doing, because it doesn't feel mentally taxing. It doesn't feel physically taxing. And here's the thing. I think next month, I'm about to start doing some alternate day fasts. I don't think I'm going to do it for the entire month, but I'm going to start mixing them in here and there. And I'm going to start maybe working on portion control, which is going to be very, very, I'm a little nervous about that. But when it comes time to talk about that, we'll talk about that. Mark with a $5 super chat. Mark, thank you for the support. Nice to see you, Mark. Nice to see you as always. Hey, Jerome made it to the live. Welcome, Mark. Nice to see you as always. Hope you're feeling better. I am feeling better. For those that don't know, I was sick earlier this week, but I'm actually going to talk about that in a little bit. This weekend was good, keeping the momentum at steady. Talk soon. Mark, I love that for you. Mark is someone that I do work with. Mark is someone that I have been coaching, and Mark has been hitting some new records and finding some really, really great success in what he's doing. So Mark, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support as always. It's great to see you. Appreciate you, Mark. Yes. And like you said, we will talk soon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this last part of my slide with you, because I'm going to talk about, if you didn't watch a video that I had earlier this week, I talked about how July was a really tough month for me, and why I showed that slide earlier, how I have been fasting for less and eating more frequently and eating for longer periods. I want you to understand that even though my fasts haven't been as long when I initially lost the weight, even though my refeeds have been shorter, even though my refeeds have been longer, I'm still continuing to find success. So let me go ahead and share that with you right now. So this is the month of July, 2024. This is days 239 to days 264. So on day 239, which was July 1st, I should have put the days on here. On July 1st, I hit a new low, 135.8 pounds. And then from July 1st to July 6th, I went on vacation. July 7th, I weighed in at 155.6 pounds. I gained 19.8 pounds on my vacation. I did a 92-hour fast, and then all of a sudden, I went from 155.6 to 141.8. I lost almost 14 pounds after a 92-hour fast, because most of that weight was water retention. Absolutely, there was probably fat that was added on, because eating 6 days in a row is going to do that. But I lost 14 of those 20 pounds after just doing a 92-hour fast. After that, I did a 65-hour fast, which got me down to 15.2 pounds. I continued to lose more weight. But here's the thing. In the month of July, I had a really big setback. It was the first time I ate back-to-back days when it was unplanned. I had an urge to binge. Luckily, I didn't binge. I just overate. I refed. But on those days for the month of July, it brought me from 140.4 pounds and brought me back up to 150.8 pounds. I gained 10 pounds again eating back-to-back days. What did I do after that? I did a 66-hour fast. Doing a 66-hour fast brought me right back down to 140. I lost 10.6 pounds again. I'm showing you all of this because I want you to understand the ups and downs of what I'm going through. I want you to relate this to the ups and downs you're going through. If you can stick to a fast, if you can get right back on it, you will realize that the weight you're gaining and losing, a lot of that is just going to be water retention. And if you can continue to stick to what you're doing, you will find success. So as we go back on here, when I was at 140.2 pounds, I then went and did a 61-hour fast. But during that 61-hour fast, I had a 14-hour refeed. A 14-hour refeed is way past the refeeding point I normally do. So after that 61-hour fast, I wasn't able to lose as much weight, right? I went from 140.2 pounds to 141, but then I still continued. I did a 64-hour fast. I brought myself back down to 140, and then I did a 66-hour fast, and you'll see there on the last line, I went down to 138 pounds. If you look at day 239 on July 1st, I'm only 2.2 pounds away from my record low on day 239. So despite everything that happened, and you'll see there where those last 3 days I've been sick. I was sick earlier this month. I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't exercise the way I did. I had more rest days. I wasn't able to lift. I wasn't able to walk as long. So I want to bring it back to this. On July 1st, I was 135.8 pounds. I went on a 6-day vacation. I gained 20 pounds. I ate back-to-back days because I had an urge to binge. I ended up gaining more weight. I ended up having a 14-hour refeed one of those days. Ended up gaining more weight. I got sick. All of those things happened. Did I restart? Did I wait till Monday? Did I day one any month in July? No. I continued what I was doing. And instead, I went from 135.8 to 138 2 days ago. I'm pretty much at the same weight where I'm at. I'm staying on maintenance. Yes, I'm still pushing to get down to 135, but there's no rush for me. I'm good with what I'm doing. I show this because I want you all to know that all you have to do is hit the timer and go again. Fast for as long as you can fast for, refeed, maybe be more conscious about what you're refeeding with if your fast is shorter. Maybe think about cutting the calories if your fast is shorter. If you don't, that's fine. Be okay with that. Learn from it. Hit the timer and go again. That's how I treat every day for me. That's how you should be treating it. We don't have to eat all day, every day. We don't have to eat 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day. I mean, if that's what you want to do every now and then, sure, see what that's like. If you find success because you're really good at your other levers, because you can really control your diet, maybe because you exercise frequently or you exercise so much that it negates what's happening on the scale, good for you. But for me, I can't eat multiple times a day. I can't even eat once a day because I just eat so much. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever, but it might. I'm working on the way I'm eating. I'm working on my diet every day. And that's what I say when I say this to all of you, is just continue to keep working on your levers. This isn't just about fasting. This is also about how you're refeeding. This is also about how you're eating. This is also about calorie control. This is also about your cardio. This is also about your strength training. This is also about your quality of sleep. This is also about your mental health. There are so many, you know what is awful about social media is for so many things that I see on social media, they think it's just, 1, 2, 3 easy steps to lose weight. But it's not. At least it's not for me, because there's such a mental piece to it. There's such a mindset that you have to have when you're someone like me that's out of control when it comes to eating. And that's why I like having this, because this is the reality of things. At least for me, it is. And I feel like a lot of you resonate with that. A lot of you see the reality with what I'm going through, and you're like, yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah, that's what I'm going through. So I'm glad we have this place. I'm glad we have a community when it comes to things like that, because I think it's important. I think it's important to talk about these things where other people don't talk about it. I think it's a good place to talk about imperfect consistency. I think this is a good place to say, yeah, it's okay to eat shitty sometimes. Yeah, it's okay to drink sometimes. I'm not going to be an influencer with a six pack. I'm not going to be an influencer that is going to have a perfect day every day. I'm not going to be that influencer that is going to have that perfect lighting. I'm not going to be that influencer that's going to tell you that I have no loose skin. God, I lost. At my heaviest, I was 235. I'm literally 100 pounds less. I was so much bigger. Again, just look at my photos. I have loose skin. I'm 43 years old. I'm not 23. I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm okay with that. That's why, like, I'm okay showing you loose skin here. I'm okay showing it here, right? Like, I've been trying to record myself without my shirt, as hard as that is, right? I want you to see the reality of what life is for someone that isn't showing you perfection, because I am no way perfect. Shit, I'm telling you, I'm 5'3". You know how many guys don't want to tell you how tall they are because they're 5'7" or 5'9"? I'm 5'3". Like, I'm completely transparent with what I do and how I act. And I think that's really important, because I think that shows the light of what I think a normal person is like, but what also a normal person can achieve. Actually, I'm not that normal because I'm short as fuck. Most guys aren't 5'3". Let's be real. Okay. So at this point of the stream, I want to toss it up to Q&A. If anybody has any questions, I want you to be able to ask it now. I'm looking at Vijan's chat at 8:32, so I will answer anything below that. So if you've already asked a question earlier, ask it again, because I'm not going to scroll up to that. I'm going to scroll everything past 8:32. Please ask a question and I will try to answer as much as I can. But right now, I'm going to take a second and I want to talk about coaching. Yes, I do offer one-on-one coaching. If you are somebody that needs a little extra push when it comes to coaching for fasting or weight loss or accountability, it is something that I do one-on-one with people. It's a more personalized way of doing it. We talk about putting a plan together. We talk about putting a strategy together. We talk about backup plans. We talk about what your refeeds look like, how long your refeeds are for, if there are any hiccups that are possibly coming along the way, if you have emotional eating, if you are stress eating, if you find that you're out of control with your eating. That's what this is for. I'm here for accountability as well. Most people who come to me are coming to me for accountability. Yes, I work as a coach, but I want a lot of people to, I want all of you to know that I'm more of an accountability partner. I'm here to partner with you and tell you, hey, you're not doing this alone. Hey, we're doing this together. Hey, you can get through this. Hey, let's practice imperfect consistency. Hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, what have you learned from the past week? That's what this is for. For those that might not be looking for one-on-one coaching, by the way, you can find all of this in the link in the description. Just check the link in the description if you're looking to do any type of one-on-one coaching. You can find details there. Additionally, I do also have Wednesday night live streams. You can also find the link in the description to be part of the Finally Fasting family there. Wednesday night live streams, it's starting to evolve. Last Wednesday, I have started to do more accountability coaching. So this past Wednesday, what I did was anybody that wanted to come on camera, they could share their story. They could talk about their accountability and what they were planning to do for the week. And next Wednesday, my plan is for anybody who said, hey, Jerome, I want to be accountable. Here are my stats, or here is my plan. I have written all of that down, and we're going to go over it next Wednesday and see if people have followed through with that, if they were accountable, if they will show up. And that's something I want to continue to do every Wednesday. So if you want to be a part of that, please feel free to take a look at the autophagy tier. There is a link in the description. It's $10 a month. It's something that I do 3 times a week. So feel free to look at that 3 times a week. I do that 3 times a month, every Wednesday night at around the same time when I stream on Sundays. So again, it's just for accountability. I want you to remember, none of this is behind, like, there are no secrets in what I'm doing. Everything that I share there, everything that I share on my one-on-one coaching is what I offer to people publicly. Again, what I'm trying to do is help people find success in what they're doing. And if I can get you to where you need to be, if I can help you find success when it comes to weight loss, success when it comes to feeling in control, when it comes to your eating, that's really all I'm trying to do, is help you all. Andre with a $10 super chat. Andre, thank you so much for the support. Always nice to see you. Andre, very consistent when it comes to these super chats. Andre says, J-Man, the transparency is one of the golden things we love about you. I appreciate that, Andre. Thank you so much. A lot of us get encouragement, but may not always comment. And I've noticed that as well. I'm always continuously amazed at, well, for one, some people who reach out to me in email, or who will reach out to me eventually through a 15-minute consultation, and they'll tell me they've been watching me forever, that they were doing the journey with me, that they've lost weight because of me. And it is it's amazing. That it's nothing short of amazing to see and hear and realize that I'm able to help others. And even for people that have never reached out to me, I hope you watch this and you know that there is so much thanks and gratitude, knowing that that I can be on the other end here to help you and hopefully help you continue on your journey. So Andre, I appreciate the comment. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you. And thank you again for the support. Thank you for the super chat. It never goes unnoticed. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go ahead and scroll back up here. And so I think I was going to 832 from Vijan. Raw, vegan, balanced. How long is the refeed? So for me, my refeed lengths are anywhere between 4 hours and 6 hours. So in the past, during my weight loss phase, I fasted for 90 plus hours, and then I would eat for around 4 hours. Fast for 90 hours, eat for 4 hours. Repeat, eat, feast, repeat. Eat, feast, repeat. No, that's not it. Fast, feast, repeat. Eat, feast, repeat would mean I'm continuously eating. So yes, 90 plus hour fast, 4 hour refeed, 90 plus hour fast, 4 hour refeed. Fast, feast, repeat, or fast, eat, repeat. Raw, vegan, balance. Thank you for the question. Late blooming but exceptional asks, how long are you going to continue to do this type of fasting regime? Forever. Fasting is always going to be part of what I'm doing. If you think about it, we all fast. I just fast longer than others. If you're wondering how long I'm going to be doing 65-hour fasts for, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing that for. But I was doing 90 plus hour fasts for 5 months. And now for the last 4.5 months, I've been fasting for about 55 hours, 65 hours. That's kind of where I'm at. What I plan on doing in the future probably won't be that long. I'll probably start lowering my fasts even more. I'll probably start doing alternate day fasts eventually, and probably putting in a longer fast every now and then. But how long do I plan on doing this for? Forever. That's the reason I'm finally fasting. I should also be forever fasting. That's why I have this hat that shows and why I'm finally fasting, right? It's never going to end. I'm always going to be doing this in some form or fashion. There are some days I'm going to eat back-to-back days like I have when I go on vacation. There are going to be some days where I'll have longer refeeds, but fasting will always be part of my journey and part of what I'm doing. Thank you for the question. Lisa asks, experience any hair loss with fasting? So with me, not especially, but I have shared this with other people. I already have issues with like hair thinning. So I can't really speak when it comes to that. I haven't had hair fall out particularly, but for the most part, no. For me, not like that. I know people talk about it, but yeah. I mean, the way I think about it, my hair has been thinning over the years, but not hair loss in that type of way. I don't have right. I'm not balding. I just have thinning of my hair. So that's probably the best way I could put it, Lisa. I'm sure maybe there are other people in chat here though that can maybe share their experiences and maybe what they've done, but I can't really speak much when it comes to that. Thank you though for the question, Lisa. Bijan asks, how to deal with your brain finding any way to convince you to break your fast earlier than planned? This is a good question. And Bijan, I've probably said this, and maybe I've said this to you personally too, but the way I have said this is you can always ask yourself the question, when you feel like you're going to break, you can always ask yourself, am I going to die? And I know that sounds very dramatic, right? But if you ask yourself, am I going to die? And if you can answer that question with no, you're not going to die, then you can ask yourself the following question. If I don't eat right now, can I still function? Meaning, can I still go to work? Can I still watch TV? Can I still scroll on my phone and participate in social media? Can I still go out for a walk? If you can do all of those things, if you know you're not going to die, then you know you probably don't have to eat. If you know that you're overweight, if you know that you're obese, if you know that you have excess on you, then your body is going to use that for fuel. It's going to use that for energy. That might be easier said than done, but that's probably the best advice I can give when it comes to that, because the only other piece of advice that I can give afterwards is you have to look at it like this. If you are not being consistent in what you're doing, and when I say consistent, I'm saying be honest with yourself. Are you really hitting the timer over and over and over? Are you really being mindful about what you're eating over and over and over? Are you working on your fasting muscle? Are you trying to build your fasting experience? If you are doing that on a consistent basis, I'm telling you, it is only a matter of time before you're able to be better at this. But are you really being honest with yourself with what you're doing? Again, that is maybe the best way I can give advice for that. I know there are probably other people in chat that can offer continued advice. So please, anyone else in chat, if you want to offer your 2 cents, please do that as well. Vijan, thank you for the question. Thank you. Thank you. RHZ Groden, I don't know if I said that right, but is asking, do you have any tips to get back on track after a refeed? I get this question asked all the time. This is probably one of my more bigger questions that I'm getting now. There are so many people that come to me that say, Jerome, I've done this before. I fasted this long. I just can't get back on another fast after I refeed. It can be very hard knowing you have to give up something that felt good. You just got to have. Okay, so let me answer it in a couple ways here. Let's say you refeed, right? You had a big meal. You ate everything you wanted to eat. You're satiated. You hit the timer, right? Because that should be the next plan of action after you finish refeeding. You hit the timer. Okay. The next day rolls around. Lunch is coming around. You get through that. Dinner's calling. You're thinking about what you ate yesterday. You're telling yourself, God, that sounds really good right now. A lot of what's happening is hormonal. A lot of that is that feeling of ghrelin coming along, telling you you should eat. Hey, you're hungry right now. Something to think about is, do you know how hungry you are for truly? By that, I mean, have you ever thought to think of how long you're actually feeling hungry for? Because when I talk about a wave of hunger, sometimes that wave of hunger is only 5 minutes. Sometimes that wave of hunger is only 15 minutes. Sometimes people tell me, or they think they're hungry for hours on end, they're hungry. But you know what? For most of us, it's not that way. For this type of thinking, you can always tell yourself, I don't have to eat today. I can eat tomorrow. I just have to wait until tomorrow. Just push it another day. The real question is, do you really have to eat? Do you really have to eat after knowing you just ate the night before, knowing how much you ate? Is it necessary? Is your body really going to use that energy to eat? And yes, I get it. We cave in. We have those feelings. And if it comes down to that, then it comes down to that. But maybe you can take some steps before getting into that place. Have you considered a modified fast? Have you considered drinking a carbonated whatever, a 0-calorie drink? Have you considered bone broth? Have you taken the steps necessary before getting into really breaking your fast? These are things that I talk about when I'm working with people when it comes to coaching, is talking about a backup plan, but then talking about a backup plan to the backup plan, and then even talking about a backup plan to the backup plan to the backup plan, right? I think most of us know that if we ate the night before, there's no reason to eat again the next day. No reason. Because you can even tell yourself, okay, it's 7 p.m. I really want to eat, but you know what? I'm going to be sleeping in 3 hours. If I'm hungry in the morning, then I'll eat in the morning. I'll go have a 12-hour refeed in the morning or a 14-hour refeed, and I'll just be really mindful about what I'm eating. You can negotiate with yourself when it comes to that. And here's the thing about negotiating. After a refeed, after I have a big refeed and I'm done for the evening, there is no negotiating the next day. I already know the next day I'm not eating because I planned it, because I strategized it, right? If you wake up the next day after a refeed and you're already telling yourself, maybe I'll eat. Maybe there's a chance I'm going to eat. You know what? If I'm feeling hungry, then I'm going to have this conversation of myself of, should I eat? Should I not eat? Should I eat? You're already setting yourself up for failure. If you are eating the night before, or if you're eating a specific evening and you're already telling yourself, I'm not going to eat tomorrow because this is my refeed, then you sure as hell should not have those thoughts in your head the next day. The next day should be filled with, this is what my day is going to look like tomorrow. I have a busy day at work. I have these things that are going on. I'm going to take care of myself this way. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to do all these things that I'm behind on. I'm going to work on whatever I need to work on myself to be healthy and happy, right? Don't look at fasting as this awful thing that's going to happen. Reframe your perspective when it comes to fasting. Know that this is your time to heal yourself from your body. This is your time to take time away from food to heal your body. Reframe the perspective when it comes to that. I think that's all I got. Thank you for the question. Thank you. Thank you. Petunia Romania asks, Jerome, is it true that the more water we drink, the less fluid we retain? Petunia, I'm not exactly sure. That I don't know. This is also because I don't even count how much water I drink. I know there are a lot of you who drink a gallon of water a day, 3 liters of water a day, whatever amount of water a day. I probably drink 3 to 4 glasses, 4 to 5 glasses of water a day, maybe more, maybe less, depending on my exercise routine. But I don't know. Is there a reason you're drinking more water? Are you Here's the thing, and so like I can't honestly answer this question because I don't know the science behind all of it. So again, I'll leave it up to chat if they want to put in their 2 cents. But is it true that the more water you drink, if you're not supplementing yourself with electrolytes, you're flushing more electrolytes out as well, kind of putting an imbalance in your electrolyte count? I don't know if drinking more water means that you retain less fluid. I don't know. I wish I had an answer, but maybe I'll read chat. I mean, I always read chat after I finish these streams, but maybe I'll do some research and figure that out. But thank you for the question, Petunia Romania, and hopefully someone in chat can be helpful with that. Did somebody leave a super chat? Okay, so before I get to the next question, Nick, hi Nick. Nick Pitara with a $10 super chat. Nick, I don't know if I've seen you here before. Nick, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the generous donation. Appreciate you. Dip my toe into OMAD and fasting. Nothing crazy, 36 to 48 at the longest, but those are still great amounts of fasting, Nick. This past month and found your content. Down 25 pounds as of today. Look at that. Nick is down 25 pounds in 35 days. Congratulations. That's amazing, Nick. Congratulations to you. Thanks for the motivation. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for showing accountability. I mean, this is a lot to share. And I mean, you must be thrilled. You must be happy at the results you're getting just doing OMAD and fasting. So congrats to you. And again, thank you for the $10 donation, Nick. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Congrats on that success. Okay, let me scroll back up here. Uh, Katrina asks, side question, what is that symbol on your hat? So the F is for finally fasting, and it's just a fork and a knife, right? That's pretty much it. It's nothing too deep, but that's what that's what this is for. Okay. Let me scroll down. Hanukkah asks, hey, Jerome, I'm 6'5". I weigh 275. I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Congrats on losing 25 pounds, but I can't stay consistent. Sometimes I'm fasting for 72 hours, eat clean, and after this, I will just eat for 2 days and not fast. What can I do? What you can do is fast. I know that sounds really simple, but when you say I just eat for 2 days, okay, so what? Did you hit the timer? Did you fast for at least 16 hours? Did you fast for 18 hours? Did you fast for 23 hours? Because if you did, you're still fasting, right? So what if you ate 2 days in a row? What did you eat then when you refed? After you finished refeeding, did you hit the timer? Let me ask you, when you refed the first time, were you thinking about what you ate? Did you say to yourself, you know what? I'm breaking early, so I'm not fasting as long. So that means I have to be really mindful about how I'm eating. That means I have to really cut back on my calories. Did you at least think about that? I'm not saying you have to do that, but you have to start putting yourself in that mindset. You have to start building your fasting experience. Now, let me ask you, the day after, when you ate again, did you hit the timer to fast through it? Did you get a 16-hour fast down? Did you get a 12-hour fast down? When these things happen, this is why I tell people to continue hitting the timer. Think about what you're eating. Think about your calorie consumption if your fasts are less. Think about how long you're refeeding for. Those 2 days that you ate in a row, how long did you refeed for? Were you mindful about maybe cutting those times short? Now, I'm not saying this in a condescending way. I'm not saying it in a like you should do better type of way. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm telling you right now is yes, this is a fasting channel. Yes, this is about weight loss, but this is also about practicing your other habits. Practicing these good healthy habits to get you in a rhythm of building your fasting muscle, building your fasting experience. This is not just a place to fast, 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 and do nothing else. This is a place to learn about what you're doing because fasting is a lifestyle. You have to incorporate the other parts of fasting to really get a lot of this down. Again, not in any way trying to discredit what you're doing, but I want you to be proud of what you're doing. Congratulations to losing 25 pounds in 3 weeks. But also, don't think that you're just going to keep doing this over and over and over without having some imperfection in the way. If you're having trouble right now, just answer the other things we talked about earlier. Are you going to die? Most likely not. You just ate the night before. You can get through another fast. You've done this before. You can get through the night. Why not just get through the night and say, okay, in the morning, then if I'm hungry, then I'll have a long refeed and I'll just be more mindful. Not, and this isn't just for you, Hanukkah, but this is for anyone I'm talking to. Think about your other strategies. Think about the other tools in your toolbox. Think about all the videos I've posted, all the other ways you can fast, all the other ways you can refeed, all the other strategies that you have in your arsenal, that you have in your toolbox to make you a better faster, to make you better on your health and wellness journey, to make something more sustainable in your journey. This is why I tell people, this is why I don't tell people how long to fast for, how long to refeed for, how long to work out for, what their exercise should look like, what their diet should look like. Because the best diet plan, the best diet plan is the one that is going to be sustainable for you. The best exercise plan, the best exercise routine is going to be the one that's going to be sustainable for you. The best fasting protocol, the best refeed protocol is going to be the one that's sustainable for you. And it doesn't mean that any of these things will be like that forever, because as you're doing this, as time goes on, you should be able to adjust and tweak and evolve in what you're doing. You should continue to evolve what you're doing. I was 140 pounds at the end of March. I'm around 140 pounds today, 3 months later, 4 months later. I am no way, shape, or form the same person I was 4 months ago. I have been lifting heavier. I have been learning more. I have been trying to eat better, trying to strategize different ways to eat. I have been trying to lift in different ways. I have been getting my mental part better. I am adjusting and tweaking and evolving, and you should be doing the same. This is why I tell people, do not start over. Don't wait. Don't wait till Monday, because you know what? You're not learning. You're not learning shit in between that time. Yes, I'm around the same weight I was 4 months ago, but I am a much better person 4 months back. I'm a much better person today than 4 months ago. And I'm not saying I was worth less back then. All I'm saying is I have continued to evolve with what I'm doing. I have been learning how to diet better, exercise better, take care of myself better, be in a better mental place. These are things I have learned because I have continued to work on myself day in and day out. No matter the ups or downs, I am continuing to learn from myself day in and day out, and you should too. Guys, I sometimes when I talk, I feel myself getting very tired. So again, I might not be able to get to all the questions, but I'm trying to answer them as best I can. Adina says, no question. Just want to say thank you. You're very welcome. I'm 23 hours into my first rolling 72-hour fast. Congratulations to you for getting as far as you are right now. Remember, it's okay if you don't hit 72. I'm not saying that you're not going to be able to. Just give yourself grace. just be able to go ahead and hit the timer again. Adina, it's nice to see you. Hopefully, you'll give us an update and let us know where you are in the future. Am I missing? Oh, I'm missing super chats. I'm so sorry. Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you as always. Nice to have you support as always. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Sherry with a $5 donation. The more water you drink, you'll lose minerals while in ketosis. If you eat carbs, most likely not. There you go. And I've also noticed that when I eat carbs, I hold on to so much water. There's definitely water retention when it comes to that. Sherry, thank you for the $5 super chat. Nice to see you as always. Jay Ingram with a $5 super chat, but it didn't say anything. Maybe we'll say something later and maybe I missed it. Oh, never mind. Here we go with another $5 super chat. So a $10 super chat from Jay Ingram. Jay, thank you so much. Love your inspiration, Jerome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just recently lost 60. Look at this. I love seeing all the success. Jay's lost 60 pounds in 90 days doing weekly 72s, 48s, and OMADs. OMADs in July to make sure I can keep it off. This is what I'm talking about right here. First of all, Jay, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. New to the lives. You're all good, Jay. I want to share this here because I want you all to see this. And you know, I don't know what Jay's actual routine was, but he shared that he's lost 60 pounds in 90 days, and it wasn't just the same thing over and over. He's talking about 72s, he's talking about 48s, and who knows, maybe there's something in the middle. But maybe he's also been practicing imperfect consistency, not doing the same thing over and over, not throwing the day away. And now he's talking about doing OMADs in here too. So I want you to look at this. I want you to understand that it doesn't have to be the same fast over and over. It doesn't mean that just because you did an OMAD one day doesn't mean that you have to do a 48 the next day. Doesn't mean you have to do a 72 the next day. Doesn't mean you have to do a 90 the next day. Just because you ate for 3 hours one day doesn't mean the next day you have to eat for 2 hours. Doesn't mean you have to eat for 1 hour. Doesn't mean you have to eat for 30 minutes, right? Give yourself some grace. Learn imperfect consistency. That's all I'm saying. If you can get your mindset into just going and going and going again, regardless of what happens, regardless of the ups and downs, you're going to find success in what you're doing. Okay, let me scroll back up here. Aisha asks, how do you keep your refeeds short? So this is different for me because I eat fairly quickly. I can eat 6,000 calories in 3 hours. So, but I'd imagine most people can get what they need down in that matter of time. So are you saying that your refeeds are long because maybe after eating 2 hours or 3 hours, you start to get hungry again? If that's the case, you have to learn to give yourself that time frame. If you're giving yourself 4 hours or 6 hours, you cut it off then, right? That might mean there is going to be some practice where you find yourself maybe trying to rush and cram food down your throat. And of course, I'm going to tell you to not do that. That isn't something that you should be doing. But putting a plan together, thinking about what you're going to eat beforehand can be very helpful when it comes to your refeeds. If you're a slow eater, if you know that it's going to take time for you to put down 1,500 calories, 2,500 calories, then take the time and do that. Because then at least you're not eating 6,000 calories like me. If I gave myself a 14-hour, 12-hour refeed window every single time, there's no way I'd keep the weight off because I can just keep eating during that time. Hopefully that's helpful, Aisha. Thank you for the question. Jeff asks, do you drink herbal tea during your fasting? I do drink tea every now and then, but I haven't in a while. But yes, it's something I drink every now and then. Katrina says, I need that hat. I just talked about this on Wednesday. My hats just came in. I have this one and I have another. Where's my, I'll show you the other hat. That's my other one. This is my other logo here. It's a clock with a fork and a knife, and then also finally fasting. So I will have these available soon. I just need to get the website up. And now we have a different hat. Okay, let me scroll down. Gorge.org asks, how can you still say there's no negotiating? Sorry, let me start this off. How can you still say there's no negotiation after a refeed when you literally just did it? I get it was worth it and you got right back on track, but I don't know how you can say no negotiating. What do you mean? So on a day that I don't eat, I tell myself there's no negotiating that I'm not going to eat. And so when I don't eat on that day, I successfully did it. When I refeed, I tell myself I'm going to refeed. Did I confuse you with that? Am I answering this correctly? Let me repeat this, maybe if you're not aware. Today, for example, right? Today I am almost 45 hours fasted, right? I'm almost 45 hours fasted. I didn't eat today. This morning when I woke up this morning, I said there's no negotiating. There's no negotiating when it comes to eating. Today is a fasting day. I am not going to eat today. There are a lot of us, me included in the past, who have tried to say these things or who don't even say that, right? We don't wake up and, we think we're going to fast, but then later on we ask ourselves, should I eat today? Should today be an eating day? And then we go back and forth and we flip-flop on whether we should eat or not. And that's when you're negotiating with yourself if you should do that. But yes, in the 266 days that I have been doing this, there has only been one day where I ate when I wasn't supposed to. And that's pretty damn good, if you ask me. So again, I don't know if I answered that question incorrectly or if you misunderstood, but and I don't see you replying back after that. So maybe you left. I'm not sure. Okay. R. Brown says, am I fasting for nothing by fasting but having a sugary drink like an energy drink or Gatorade, giving myself an insulin spike? I won't say you're fasting for nothing, but you're breaking your fast if you're drinking a sugary drink. If you're drinking an energy drink that has calories in it, then you're breaking your fast. You're not fasting anymore. So when you're spiking your insulin, your body isn't, you're putting your body out of fat burning mode if it's in fat burning mode, if it's in ketosis. So yes, I don't want to say you're fasting for nothing, but R. Brown, I would suggest drinking a 0-calorie drink. That's probably going to be a lot more helpful than drinking a sugary drink. But yes, if you drink a sugary drink, like if it has 200 calories in it, you're breaking your fast and you're not fasting anymore. Okay. Alan, so amazing, says, when you fast for 90 hours like you do and then eat for 4 hours, do you limit your calories? Nope. I eat around 6,000 calories on average. I eat a lot more calories than most people do. So when I say this, I'm not telling you to eat 6,000 calories. I'm telling you that I eat 6,000 calories because I eat to satiety. You have to figure out what that looks like for you. Now, just because I don't limit my calories doesn't mean that you don't have to. You have to figure out what works for you. If you are doing a 16-hour fast and you don't limit your calories and you eat 3,000 calories or 4,000 calories, then I can tell you that you probably aren't going to lose weight. Because I fast for 90 hours, because I fast for 65 hours, I can afford to eat those calories, and that is why I lost weight, because I fasted for a longer period of time. I still exercised every day, that I put myself in a caloric deficit eventually to lose the weight. So for you, that's really going to depend. Hopefully that clears the question up. Go Gorum asks, is fasting good to continue doing even when you get to your goal weight? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I hit my goal weight 4 months ago. Is it a lifelong thing? Yes, it is for me, but it doesn't have to be for you. Or is it better to get to your goal weight than switch to maintenance? Gorum, I'm going to tell you, like told everyone again, it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. No one's telling you to fast forever. If you need to fast to lose weight, that's great. Just know that you're going to have to figure whatever else is next after you get to your goal weight, right? When you get to that maintenance point. Maybe the real question is, if you are still trying to get to your goal weight, if you have a ways to go, why even think about that right now? Why not just do what you need to do, and then when you get there you can figure that out? Unless you're worried about what I'm doing, and in that case I'm going to tell you, don't worry about what I'm doing, because I'm good with what I'm doing. I enjoy fasting. I enjoy taking time away from food. Fasting is a lifestyle for me. This is how I continue to lose weight. This is how I continue to maintain my weight. This is how I get my weight back down after eating back-to-back days on a vacation. So, okay. Sorry, looking for questions. And again, if I miss a question here, I apologize. Sometimes I miss them and I just can't get to everything at the same time. I will go through all the questions and comments after this live stream, because I love hearing from people and seeing what people have to say. Let me get down. Landon S2K asks, bro, I need to fast, but not sure how it would affect me at work. I mean, so people have said this to me too. And I've seen comments where people are like, well, yeah, you can fast, but if that's all you're doing, then, but like some of us have to work. And I'm not saying you're saying this, Landon. That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to know, when I did this journey back in November, and I mean, even to this day, I still work as a professional photographer, a professional videographer. I do video editing, I do social media marketing, and I still have clients. And when I first started fasting in November, I was literally working at car dealerships, photographing cars. Most of the day, I worked at a photo studio, posing people, having them hold props, standing on step stools, moving around all day, every day. And I was still working out. And I worked longer than 8-hour days. I was doing photography and videography events all around the city of Chicago here. I do work for politicians. So I've worked a full-time physical job, and I've been able to do it. I'm not saying that is how it's going to work for you. I just want you to know that it's possible. If you find yourself feeling weak, feeling tired, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're taking your electrolytes. And if it's feeling that bad, break your fast. No one is telling you to fast it and tough it out. All I'm saying is build your fasting experience. Get your fasting muscle going before you just start doing a 90-hour fast out of the blue. Hopefully that makes sense, Landon. Thank you for the question. Oh, Landon's also asking, what was the motivating factor that kept you going with the fast? Accountability. I've said this many times. I think people know this answer already. the reason I do what I do is because I have to be accountable to you. I have to be accountable to the thousands of people that watch my videos. It's the same reason I post a video every 2 days, every 3 days. I think at this point, it's almost every 2 days. It's the reason I post on social media so frequently, because showing that accountability, letting people know what I weigh in at, what fast I completed, where I'm at, that is my accountability. That is how it works for me as an accountability coach when people coach with me. I want them to show up, because sometimes showing up means that you have to put the work in, knowing that you have to show up for somebody, that you're not just showing up for yourself, even though that's the answer people want to hear, is do it for yourself, which you should absolutely do. But sometimes knowing that you're doing it for other people, knowing that you have to show up for other people, can be so helpful. Think about your job. Think about what you do at work. When you go to work, you're showing up for people. You do good work, hopefully. Maybe some of us don't, but the hope is you do good work because you work as a team, because you want to show up for them, because you want to do well. That's all that I do, right? That's why I am able to do what I do. That's why I'm able to keep going. And how did you get past the sucky parts? I'm just going to be straight up. You just have to deal with it. You have to suck it up, right? And get through it. That's really what it's been for me. I have a video though about getting past hunger and getting past that. So feel free to take a look at that whenever you get a chance. Okay. Let me scroll down here. Sherry asks, Jerome, I think most people with sugar addictions would be better off with a low carb approach, no restrictions on calories, just removing sugar if they're struggling. And Sherry, that's a great point and a great suggestion. And one that can always, here's the thing about these types of things is, if you are struggling, if you feel like you have a sugar addiction, if you feel like you can't get back on a fast because maybe you're addicted to carbs or you're addicted to sugar, there is no harm in trying this out. Absolutely try something like that, right? It's the same reason my diet has changed over time. It's the reason that I am now eating a lot of whole foods at the beginning and leaving the processed foods for the very end of my refeeds, because I know that is what is going to satiate me rather than eating donuts and cookies and pizza at the very beginning of my refeeds. So that's a great point, Sherry. I mean, absolutely a great point. Abdul Rauf, am I saying that right? Hello, brother. Does fasting reduce muscle? Nope. I mean, I get asked this question a lot. The best way to maybe put this is, if you think about it, our bodies are not dumb. Our bodies use fat for energy before they start going for muscle. The only time you're going to see muscle loss or muscle not, stay where it needs to be is if you're not weight training still, not putting your muscles under tension, right? Or if you have no excess on you, you have no fat on you, that your body has nowhere else to grab energy and will start eating away at your muscles. I have been doing this. I was doing 90+ hour fasts for 5 months straight, and I didn't notice any type of muscle loss. If anything, I felt like I don't want to say gaining a ton of muscle, but I felt a lot more firm. I felt a lot more cut. I felt a lot more toned. And that was because I was still going to the gym to lift weights, even though I was fasted. So that's the best way I can answer that. Maybe there are others in chat that can kind of chime in when it comes to that. The experimenter studio, did you experience any hair loss with fasting? No, I didn't. I answered this earlier. I am older. I'm 43. So like I do have hair thinning, but like not hair loss, just FYI. And if you watch or rewatch the stream, I did answer this in length earlier. Thank you though for the question. There you go. Hi, Spike. How's it going? Abdul, prolonged fasting preserves muscle. The muscle you lose is usually a small tear layer. Tear layer? Tear layer? Spike, nice to see you. Lau, hi Lau. I have a question. At what point does fasting begin cutting out that food noise? I struggle with some obsessive thoughts about food while fasting. Many of us do, Lau. I'll be honest with you. The food noise never goes away. It doesn't go away completely. You're still going to get food noise. It still happens to me, but I feel like it's a lot better controlled. And here's the thing. If you do this for a couple weeks, I don't know if that removes the food noise completely. I've been doing this for a long time. I think it's gotten better over time, but please, if you just came in or you're new to my channel, maybe watch this live stream where I talk about imperfect consistency, about just hitting the timer and going again and building your fasting experience and building your fasting muscle. I can't promise you that the food noise will get better, but to me, I feel like it's very helpful. To me, I feel like it's helped a lot of people too, get that food noise away. It also means that while you're fasting, it's time to pick up the other things and learn about the way you're dieting, the way you're refeeding, the way you're exercising, right? Kind of putting all those pieces together. Because if you just come in here thinking that it's just going to be a fast, that's going to be the more difficult part. I'm not saying you can't do it with just fasting, because you absolutely can. But for people who are just fasting and just waiting for time to go by, I think that's when it becomes very difficult. I think that's when the food noise becomes the loudest. So, Lau, thank you for the question. Hopefully that was helpful. Thomas asks, have you ever fasted? I haven't. I know what it is. I just haven't, because usually when I eat during a fast, it's a trigger for me. So thank you though for the question, Thomas. Going Rogue asks, hey Jerome, looking for clarity on your Wednesday classes. Are you saying we can get on live with you? Yes. And do our nerd stats? Yes. I mean, we're not going to spend, right? Like, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on one person if there are a lot of people sharing, but yes, you can come on stream. You don't have to turn your camera on unless you want to. You can just keep the audio on. But my hope is people come on camera or people come on audio. You share where you're at, you share what's going on, and we do it as a group together. But yes, that's exactly what that is, Going Rogue. So if you do decide, then I hope to see you there this Wednesday. Catherine, hi Catherine. Hey Jerome, my name's Catherine from Indonesia, and today's my first day breaking my bad habit of binging and self-damaging myself. I really need some motivation because it's very hard for me. Catherine, I understand, and I'm sorry you're going through that right now. Binging and doing self-harm in that way, it's awful. It is. And I have nothing but hope for you that you're able to get out of that. When it comes to motivation, when it comes to inspiration, I mean, I don't know if you just caught this live, but really the best thing I can tell you is just get started, right? Just start doing it. I mean, if it's helpful to watch my videos, if it's helpful to be in the chat and talk to others, please feel free to reach out to them. The community here is very strong and they're very helpful and they're very kind. So all I have for you is know that you're not alone in what you're doing. Don't be hard on yourself if you're not able to fast for as long as you do. Don't be hard on yourself if you find yourself back in a binge, because it just doesn't go away tomorrow, right? Like these things, it takes time. It takes time to practice being better at it, to hope that it happens less and less and less. There are a lot of people I coach who do have eating disorders, that do deal with binging issues. So please know that it's more about like not giving up and just trying again and getting back up and doing it again. So Catherine, thank you for the question. I wish there was more that I can say. I feel like this live stream has been mostly motivating and mostly inspiring in that way. So feel free to kind of rewatch and see if that's helpful for you. So thank you again for the question. Okay. I think that might be it. Marlana says, do you think the lower member tier can get access to a recording of the Wednesday stream? Marlana, I've thought about this, and it actually might be something I might do in the future, but right now it isn't. Um, anyone in the autophagy group has access to all the previous ones. So for people who aren't part of that, they do get access to that. It's something I've thought about, or even giving them access, giving the lower tier access to the live streams, but maybe not being part of the chat. But I'm not exactly sure yet. It's something I've thought about, but I haven't really considered, like, I haven't given a final thought to it yet. But that's a great question though. So um looper loop, and this is going to be my last question of the evening because I'm getting pretty tired. I feel my number one, I'm thirsty. But I just feel myself getting tired at this point. Looper loop asks, Jerome, what hopes would you have for your message? Do you think rolling fast can put a real dent in America's obesity numbers? Um, I don't know. That's a really great question, but the way I look at it is I think fasting is only a tool. I don't think fasting is the answer for everyone because everyone deals with this differently. I do think fasting can be beneficial for everyone, and it doesn't mean that everyone has to do prolonged fast like I'm doing, but I know that a lot of people find success doing 16-hour fasts. And for people that don't find success doing 16-hour fasts, I think that becomes more of an issue about the way the diet is, or maybe a lack of exercise, or maybe the fact that they're realizing that they do have issues when it comes to eating and they do need to do something longer. I will say what I do think is I think the stigma, I think the stigma when it comes to fasting is broken. I think I think I think the stigma is if you fast longer than 24 hours, that it's unsafe, it's unhealthy. When really, I think it's the opposite. If you're eating multiple times a day and you're eating unhealthily, I think that's more damaging than well, I don't think prolonged fasting is damaging at all as long as you know what you're doing and doing it healthily, right? So I don't know if it's the answer to America's obesity numbers. I do think it's a lot more layered than that. I think corporations, and here's me calling out corporations, but I think corporations are really good at marketing, right? Like a corporation is never going to tell you to fast because why would a corporation tell you to fast? Because then they can't make money off of you to buy food. Instead, they'll say, buy this one because it's less fat. Buy this one because it's less sugar. Buy this instead. No one, their companies aren't going to tell you to fast, right? So it's more layered than that. Um, we also treat eating as like there's nothing wrong with it, that you can eat all day, every day, and that's okay, right? There's no warnings about it like smoking is or anything like that. And so I think that's still part of the problem. I think fasting should be taught in better ways, that there are so many good benefits to it. I don't know if I'm ever going to be that person. Maybe one day that would be pretty cool. But right now, for now, I'm just going to keep sharing my message as far and wide as I can in the way I can. So, but that's a great question, Looper Loop. That's a great question. So, um, oh, Sherry says, hey, Jerome, will you please answer my last super chat? Did I not answer it? I thought I did. Did I not? Um, oh, sorry. I didn't see this. Thank you, Sherry, for bringing that up. I'm sorry I missed this. Do you think it's better to binge on fruit and veggies versus processed foods during a refeed? Thank you for being you. Thank you for that kind comment. Do I think it's better to binge on fruit and veggies? This is a really tough question because so my answer to this, my quick answer to this would be yeah. I would if I had to pick what I would binge on, I would rather binge on fruits and vegetables over processed foods. But the real answer to this is I would rather not binge. But I think you and I both know that. In that case, yeah, that would if it came down to that, that would probably Yeah, I would definitely do that instead of binging on processed foods. Definitely, for sure. Because in that way too, I would still be putting nutrients in me. A lot of processed foods are empty calories, right? No real nutritional value. Artificial stuff, chemically put stuff in you, right? So, I guess in that respect, that would be my answer there. My fear with that is, does that mean that if that were to happen, would that encourage more frequent binging? Or would that mean that that would be a gateway, right? A trigger into then bringing the processed foods in later. That's a really tough question to answer because I don't know what the after effects are. So I say those things like, yes, I would definitely binge on that versus processed foods, but I am more in the camp of, how will that affect mentally? Will it cause you to binge more in that type of manner? Because then the real question is, how can you stop the process of binging over and over and over again? You know what I mean? Because that's the real question to answer, is getting away from that. But maybe this can also be a step forward into being better about binging less. That's a very deep question. I appreciate that question, and thank you for bringing it up to my attention. So maybe something we can talk about in the future. Okay, everyone, that's it for this evening. That's going to be my live stream. Two things before I leave, and I'm going to say this as I always do: do not let the weight on the scale define you. What I mean by that is, don't let the weight devalue who you are. The weight on the scale is just the weight on the scale. All it is it's a data point. It's a place to look for insights, but it's nothing more than that. The weight doesn't make you a lower weight, a higher weight, whatever the scale says doesn't make you a better person just because of the number. Remember that you have as much value, you have as much worth today at the weight you're at versus where you were 6 months ago, a year from now, where you're going to be 6 months from now, a year from now. Before I get out of here too, Andre with another $10 super chat. Andre, thank you so much. Thank you always for the support, Andre. I appreciate you super chatting. I appreciate you supporting in the way that you do. Thank you. J-Man, go hydrate, brother. I will. Thank you, Andre. I appreciate that again. Thank you so much. Finally, again, before I go, I want to remind you all that you are not alone on this journey. I want you to see that in the way that people are in here in the community, the way that people are helping each other talk in chat, the way that people are encouraging each other, the way that people are answering questions for each other. You're not alone. When I first started doing this, I did this for accountability. But then I realized, as the community started to grow, I realized I wasn't the only person dealing with this. I wasn't the only person facing these issues. We're all doing this together. Remember, we're doing this in a way where we are just trying to solve one thing, or trying to get to one place, to be happy and healthy, to find health and wellness in what we're doing. And so I say this every Sunday when we're here. Let's find that. Let's work together to become healthy and happier, to be on a better health and wellness journey, so that we don't start restarting, that we don't wait till Monday, that we don't day one everything. I want you to know that you're not alone. When it comes to fasting, fasting can absolutely be difficult. Fasting can be it can be intimidating for us. It can make us feel like we're not doing what we need to do, so what's the point, right? But I want you to know that you are not alone in this journey. I'm 45 hours, 45 and a half hours almost fasted. I'm going to be fasting all the way until tomorrow, doing another 65-hour fast. And then what am I going to be doing after that? Probably another 65-hour fast. You're not alone in this journey. Know that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. It's the same reason I post every other day. It's the reason I post almost every day. It feels like at this point, posting YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, letting you know that I'm here, letting you know that I'm accountable. Show up for me too. Let me know that you're here. When I see people chat, when I see people comment, when I see people do all of these things, it makes me know and realize that I'm not alone either, because I need that too. I need to know that I'm not alone on this journey. That's why I do what I do, because it's a win-win for both of us. It's the reason I coach the way I do, because that accountability is so important. Okay, everyone, that's it for this evening. You will see me soon. I'll have another video out soon sharing my experience and what I'm doing, continuing to fast. I think that's all I got. I'm feeling myself very tired at this point, so I'm going to call it, wave goodbye. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats today. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love and the encouragement. Please know that it goes both ways, that I am here for you as well. Do not let the weight on the scale define you. Respect yourself always. Accept yourself always. Love yourself always. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.